Hello my dear students, welcome back. What a joy to see you back. Well, you know Mr. Max is not going to ask you this question. How was the quiz? Because there's no quiz, okay? That give you a break from all the quizzes that you've been taking. Don't get too comfortable. From the previous lesson, you learned what even numbers, odd numbers, and prime numbers. So this is good. Those are informational stuff. Okay, so informational stuff that you need to know. Okay, good. Don't forget them. Okay, they're very important. Now those are very important. Okay, so don't forget them. So you need to know what's even numbers and what's odd numbers and what are prime numbers. Okay, so those you're going to be use them a lot in your future mathematics. So in today's sub lesson, we're going to talk about factor. Now what is factor? Okay, now before we go to the board, now let's talk about factor. Let's take a number for example. Okay, if I take 9 and I want to break that number such a way that when I multiply will give me 9. Think about it. What would that be? 3 times 3. See that? That means the factor of 9 is 3. That means I can take 3 out of 9. So you're looking for numbers that you can take out of a number, a given number. Let's say for example 12. What can you think that you can take out of the 12? Which means when I multiply it will give me 12. So 2, because 2 times 6 will give me 12. 3 times 4 gives me 12. See that? So those are things I can take out of that 12 and the remainder after I take a number out, a number I factored out, when I multiply it should give me 12 back. See that? That's what factor is all about. Okay, so let's take one number for example. Okay, let's take 24. Alright, 24, and I want to find factor for 24. So factor for 24, a number that I can take out and when I multiply back should give me 24. Alright, so let's start with 1. So 1 would be a factor. Okay, all numbers will have a 1 as a factor. Just keep in mind, okay, because 1 is identity. 1 times 24 will give me what? 24. See that? So that means I'm taking 1 out of the 24, but still remain what? 24. Okay? Because 1 times 24 gives me 24. See that? Okay, our goal is whatever I factored out, it always should give me 24 and I multiply with the number that left after I factored out. Okay, let's look at 2. So when I take 2 out of 24, so what left? Will be 12. See that? 2 times 12 gives me 24. See that? So 2 is a factor. What about 3? When I take 3 out of 24, what left? 8. 3 times 8 gives me 24. When I take 4 out of 24, what left? 6. 4 times 6 is 24. See that? That means 4 is a factor. What about 5? No, there is no number because the last digit is not 5 or 0. That means 5 cannot do it. How about 6? Yes, because 6 times 4 is 24. How about 7? I can't. How about 8? Yes, 8 times 3 is 24. How about 9? I cannot. How about 10? I cannot. How about 11? I cannot. How about 12? Yes, because 12 times 2 is 24. And then 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. I cannot. Until I get to 24. Because times 1 gives me 24. See that? So these are all the factors for 24. Does that make sense? Now you'll ask him, Mr. So this is how you find the factor. Okay? So if I'd give you another number, let's say for example 12. So I want to find the factor for 12. Again, what am I doing? I'm factoring, means I'm taking the number out of the 12. When I multiply with the remainder should give me the 12 back. Alright? That's the purpose. Okay? So I can take 1 out of 12, which will give me what? 1 times 12. See that? I can take 2 out of 12 because 2 times 6 gives me 12. I can take 3 out of 12 because 3 times 4 gives me 12. See that? I can take 4 out of the 12 because 4 times 3 gives me 12. Alright? After that, 5 I cannot. 6, yes. 6 times 2 gives me 12. See that? And then 7 I cannot, 8 I cannot, 9 I cannot, 10 I cannot, 11 I cannot, 12. 12 times 1 gives me 12. See that? So this is all the factors for 12. Just like this one. All these are factors for 24. That means I can take the number out. That means this number is divisible. Okay? So 24 can be divided by these numbers. 12 can be divided by these numbers. And that's what factor means. So if I were to give you a number, let's say for example I tell you 48, and I ask you, is 12 a factor of 48? So that means, can I take 12 out of this? And then the remainder will be a number that I can multiply, will still give me 48. Yes, from our timetable, 12 times 4 is what? 48. That means 12 is a factor of 48. Another way of testing it, just divide that. 48 divided by 12 should give you a round number. If it doesn't give you a round number, or there's a remainder, that means it's not a factor. Okay? Let's say for example, if I were to give you 38, and I want to see, is 9 a factor? I want to see if a 9 is a factor. Okay? It's a factor. So I want to see if 9 is a factor. Okay? So how do I do that? I divide. So 38, I'm going to use the long division method, divided by 9. In 38, there's how many 9? Well, 4 times 9 is 36. See that? 4 times 9 is 36. 8 minus 6 is 2. 3 minus 3 is 0. There's no number to bring it down. That means this is the remainder. Remember, when you have something like this, how do you write it? 4. You write it as a 4, 2 over 9. This is not a round number. Okay? So it's a mixed number. Has a number and a fraction, which we'll be learning in the next lesson about fraction. Okay? So that means 9 is not a factor of 38. Okay? If I give you 36, yes, because we know that 9 times 4 is 36. So 9 is a factor of 36, but not for 38. Okay? See that? So I want you to understand the word factors. Okay? Good. Well, let Mr. Mac erase the board. Let's do a few more problems this time. Okay? And then we'll try to understand how to find a factor. Okay? And I'll be back within a few seconds. Alright, my dear students. Let's say for example, Mr. Mac said, find all the factors for 36. Okay? We want to find all the factors for 36. So what's the first digit that we want to use? First number will be 1, because we know that 1 times 36 is going to give me 36. Alright? So what will be the next number? 2. 2 times 18 gives me 36. And what's next? 3. 3 times what? Exactly. 3 times 12 gives me 36. And then 4. 4 times 9 gives me 36. See that? So 5 you cannot. How about 6? Yes, 6 times 6 gives me 36. See that? How about 7? You cannot 7. How about 8? No, you cannot 8. How about 9? Yes, 9 times 4 gives me 36. See that? So now, once you see that, when you see 9 and 9 right there, and 4, see that is flipping. Once you come to that, now on, this flip will be the one. Because you're wondering, how am I going to know how much to keep going? See that? Okay, 9, 10 you cannot. 11 you cannot, 12 yes you can, and then 13 you cannot, 14 you cannot, 15 you cannot, 16 you cannot. See that? When do I stop? So that's time consuming, isn't it? The shortcut is, once, see right there, this is the still different until we come to the point. See that? 9 and 4, it's flipping. Now on, it's going to flip of this. Okay, so this one is 9 over 4, 9 times 4. Next one will be 12 times 3. And next will be 18 times 2. And next will be 36 times 1. That's the end of it. So these are all the factors for 36. See that? And all of them will give you 36. Very important, okay? Let's take, for example, 24. Okay, let's go back to 24. Okay, and we know that 1 times 24, 2 times 12, 3 times 8, 4 times 6, and then 5 you cannot, 6 times 4. Look at that. It's flipping. Now on, just flip that. 8 times 3, 12 times 2, and 24 times 1. And these are all the factors. See that? Up to 6, you keep trying. And then once you come to the point, actually up to 4, you keep trying. And then when you come to the point where the 6 is, this one is flipped of it, then you just follow. Just follow. Just a flip of it. Okay? Let's do another one. Let's take the 12 this time, okay? Let's do the 12. So we know 12 is what? 1 times 12, 2 times 6, 3 times 4, and then what's next? 5 you cannot, 6 times 2. See that? 6 times 2. The flip of that. So what's going to be in the next one? The flip of that one. 12 times 1. So this is all your factors for 12. Okay, so I can give you anything, alright? So let's say for example, if I give 48, now ask all the factors for 48. Okay, let's do that. So 1 times 48, 2 times 24, 3 times, so let's say 48 divided by 3, so we take 48 because this is outside our timetable range. So 44 in how many? 3, 1 times 3 is 3, minus gives me 1, bring the 8 down, 18 is how many? 3, 6. So 16. See that? So then what's next? 4 times 12. 5 you cannot. 6, can you do 6? 6 times 8. See that? 6 times 8 is 48. So 6 times 8. And then 7, no. How about 8? Yes. 8 times 6. See, now you're flipping. See that? The 6 times 8 now becomes 8 times 6. Now on will be 12 times 4. 16 times 3, 24 times 2, and 48 times 1. You understand that? So this is all the factors for 48. That's a shortcut. Okay, rather than trying to figure out, okay, is it 9 you cannot, 10 you cannot, 11 you cannot, 12 yes, and then 13 I cannot, 14 I cannot, 15 I cannot, 16 okay, and then 17 I cannot, 18 I cannot, 19 I cannot, 20 I cannot, 21 I cannot, 22 I cannot, 23 I cannot, and then 24. See that? Time consuming, isn't it? If you use this approach, once you reach this level, and then when you come to this one, and it's a flip of that, now on, so see that this is the flip, then go to that one. Flip. Go to that one. The flip of it. Go to that one. The flip of that. Go to this one. The flip of that. That's it. See that? You cut your time up. Okay? So now you know all the factors for 12, for 24, for 36, and then for 48. Alright? So now let's say for example, if I give you 96 equals to what times, so in other words, let's say 12. So I want to find out what's the factor of 96. So what times 12 gives you 96 from our timetable? Very good. 8 times 12 gives you 96. See that? How timetable is so handy? Very important, okay? So this will becomes 8. Or another way of doing it is how? Remember, we know that 96 equals to, let's give a variable, times 12. And we're looking for A. Max's first law. What does it say? Multiplication cross the bridge becomes division. So 96 divided by 12 gives me A. So 96 divided by 12 from our timetable, 8. Because 8 times 12 is 96. So A equals to 8. See that? Pretty easy, isn't it? Straightforward, okay? Good. So now you understand factors, very important, okay? So because we're going to be using that a lot, alright? Okay, so let's do another one, okay? Let's say for example, if I would give you 30 equals to what times 5? So this is the factor of 30 times 5 should give me 30, alright? So what would that be? So again, you can either use, based on your knowledge on timetable, what times 5 gives me 30 from our timetable, 5 timetable, we know that 6 times 5 is 30. If I had to use Mr. Max's first law, so we can assign this as A, and we're looking for A. So that means 5 got to go. And what's 5 doing? Multiplying. Cross the bridge, it becomes division. So that means 30 divided by 5. What's 30 divided by 5? Which is 6. Same thing. See that? Okay. So same thing. Alright? Okay, good. Now let's say, for example, if I were to give you, let's say 144 and ask you, is 12 a factor of 144? How do you do that? So again, you take the 144 divided by 12. See that? If it's divisible and it comes out to be a round number, and it is a factor of 12, a factor of 144. So that means 12 is a factor of 144. And we know that 12 times 12 is what? 144. See that? Okay, so it's very straightforward. Understanding in factor. Okay, alright, boys and girls. Alright, my dear students. Now these are all the terms that I want you to understand. What are the terms that we can learn from previous lessons? Even numbers, odd numbers, prime numbers, and now the word factors. Okay, so what are the factors out of a number, a given number? Alright, good. So this is the end of our sub lesson on factors. Okay, so there is no quiz and there's no hands-on practice, and I will see you next sub lesson.